What's going on, everybody? I know there's no one here right now, but we're going to be filming live and doing a property. So we got a call. Actually, I will just wait till some people kind of cop in. All right. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be mowing this property, and we're going to show you everything about it. It's not a very big property, just an average size residential, and we're going to trim some hedges, and there's a ton of pine needles. So we're going to show you guys everything from start to finish, and and hopefully answer some questions if you guys might have any. So I see we have one person in here, but I can't figure out all this stuff. That's kind of crazy. Oh, no, we don't want to do that. Okay, there we go. That's out of that. Okay. Well, we're going to go ahead and probably get started because we want to be here all day. All right, so let's go and get the tripod going. So inside the truck here, this is our regular Dodge truck, which has the, here, let's turn this around. This will be a little easier. There we go. So that's the outside of our work truck. Okay. Now on the inside, I have fashioned it to where I have the seat up, and then that way I have that little bench that I built goes all the way across, and it holds my 3-drawer chest over there. It's got a box there, Gatorades and waters, and then it has my 4-gallon pump sprayer. But the main thing is it gave me room to put stuff all the way through. So yeah, we don't need that. But we have this, which we're going to need, a hedge trimmer. And our tripod we're going to need, which we're going to be setting up here. Let's see here. Give me just a second, guys. Hold on just a second. All right, we're going to get you guys set up here. Rotate you around to me while we're talking. Okay. All right, so I don't know if a lot of people have filmed live while they were mowing. I mean, you see other stuff. You see like demolition, blowing shit up. You see I mean, all kinds of stuff. So all right, I'm gonna let me put this in the back part of this truck here. And we're gonna walk through. Okay, we're gonna walk through. Let me turn you guys around. Okay, if you guys remember, yesterday I posted 2 videos. One, I was at a property that a lady wanted me to do. She said she left money underneath the mat and it wasn't there. Well, come to find out, I was at the wrong house. That's the house I was at yesterday. If you guys remember that video, part 1 and part 2. This is the house I should have been at. So she had called me today saying, hey, you know, the money was still underneath the mat. I'm like, well, I looked underneath the mat and I didn't see anything. I was at the wrong house. So we're at the right house now. So here's what we're going to be doing. We got all these pine needles, okay, because of these darn pine trees. So first things first, we're going to go and edge. We're going to edge up all of this, go down that curb. Now we're not going to need the stick edger because this really isn't in that bad a shape. As you can see here, see, it's not bad. That's going to be real easy. We won't need an edger on that. Clean that little strip up there. So we'll edge, and then we're going to grab our hedge trimmers, and then we're going to hedge trim this guy, and then all this right here. So after we do that, then we're going to go ahead and start trimming. So we'll start trimming around our flower bed or our tree bed, and our other beds back here. And then we're going to move on to the back. Now it's not bad. It's, you know, just your average size yard. You can tell I've already walked through here. You can probably see the footprints. And it just goes back there. So we'll trim along this fence. and then you know, start mowing. So let's go ahead and get out the stick edger. Now the edger we're going to be using is the, I mean not the edger, sorry, the trimmer. The trimmer we're going to be using is probably my favorite, is the Husqvarna 322L. Now, it's my second one I've had. I've taken the shield off, but check this out. Used to, my favorite trimmer bump feed head was the Husqvarna T35, but I've really been liking the Echo 400 speed feed. So I have that on my 322L, and then with the Black Diamond. Guys, I have tried tons of different trimmer lines. I've tried Husqvarna, I've tried Echo, I've tried Gatorline, I've tried Rhino Tough, I've tried Steel, DeWalt, and I can't think of any, Shakespeare, and I can't think of any other names. I mean tons, probably 20 different kinds, maybe 20 or so different kinds of lines, and I always keep going back to the Black Diamond, and I figured out why. Yes, we all know that the Black Diamond doesn't last a long time, but that's not, you know, to me that's no big deal, because what I'm wanting is I'm wanting something to cut, I mean sharp. Now, all my trimmers that I've used the Black Diamond on, I have not needed to go full throttle, and that's the other thing I think about. You know, I could cut with this guy half throttle, quarter to a half throttle, and that guy cut just as clean as if you're full throttle. So you conserve on gas, and you also reduce the amount of things that are flying all over the place, especially when you're getting and you're doing your edge in your sidewalk and stuff just wants to, I mean, I get hit in the face all the time. So so that really helps kind of, you know, limit that. So we're going to go ahead and grab this guy, and let me get my glasses, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I think it's still in the truck. Okay, now I don't use a lot of different kinds of ear protection. I use pretty much kind of one kind, and that's it. And they also happen to be a Bluetooth and headphones, you know. So it's just like a $25 pair at Academy. I'm ready for a new pair, so I just wear these. Well, my neck gaiter is probably the biggest thing that I use. So, oops, that fabric there, it's coming apart. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Now this keeps the sun, the dust, debris, anything off of your neck and over here. So it's only exposing a little bit of here. And that's kind of the cool thing. You could be out all day long and in nasty conditions, and if you're wearing a neck gaiter, you know, you're protecting all of this right here. So, all right. And of course, you got to have the Chancho hat, and this keeps, you know, everything from shoulder to shoulder, keeps you protected. So we're going to go ahead and grab the trimmer, and we're going to start edging, and you guys are going to follow. You ready? Actually, here. All right, let's see here. Let's try this here. All right. All right, let's get you guys turned around. It's gonna be nasty, man. Nasty. Get you guys a little closer. Come on up here. Get your front row seat, buddy. That wasn't too bad. Got that guy kind of cleaned up. Alright, so let's move on down this nasty edge here. I want you guys to see up close, so hang tight. I want you guys as close as we can right here. Alright. Appreciate you guys watching and hanging in there. Alright guys, let's keep on moving. Alright, we got the power cut. Probably switch for the edges, but with these tall sides like this right here, like those, you want to come back with that trimmer and flat top this bottom part right here, just about this much here, because that's actually pretty healthy grass. And I'm not going to cut it too short. I'll probably cut it like, I think maybe 3.5. That'll be low enough to pick up the pine needles, but still tall enough to where it won't really take the green away. So we're going to go around this pine tree right here. Normally doesn't belong. This 322L trimmer, guys, is fantastic. It's so light. I think it's like 8 or 9 pounds dry. And then, of course, when you add the fuel in it, it's a little different. But it's a 322L. It's so light and so easy to start. Okay, now I'm going to show you what I mean by flat topping the edges, or I think some people maybe call it crowning. I'm not really sure, but I'll show you what I'm talking about. The black diamond is perfect for that. That helps the mower when it goes to cut it. Gives it a cleaner look. Sometimes there's a height difference from the sidewalk to where the grass is, and that's why you do that. Alright, so let's go and trim this side of the house. You guys are here in the shade. Flat top this side. We are going to take a break for a second because I see that there's some comments in there and I'm feeling a little thirsty. So we're going to check those comments out while we get something to drink. All right. So one of the things, if not probably the only thing that we drink, is the Gatorade G2 formula. And the reason being is because it has a lot of the carbohydrates, it has the potassium, the sodium, you know, all of the stuff you need in it. But the G2 has half the amount of sugar as the original Gatorade, and the grape is my favorite. So you're not consuming so much sugar, which is gonna, you know, you'll get that sugar rush, and then you're gonna kind of collapse. So now, for those of you guys who just hopped in, haven't had a chance to read the questions, but yes, I am next door to that house. See, that was the house I was at yesterday, and I should have been at this house. So that's the one I thought I was supposed to cut yesterday. See, I'm so glad that I made sure I checked for the money. Yeah, the money wasn't supposed to be there because I was I was at the wrong place. So that's the house I was supposed to be at. And you know, she said bushes in my front yard, and we know they got bushes here too. And I saw it was overgrown, and I didn't think. And I saw the UPS guy here. Anyways, all right. So let's look at some of these questions here. If I could figure out how to do this. Let's see here. Let's back up here. All right. Get to work. Yeah, I sure am, dude. Nothing like drinking a cold Michelob watching somebody work. That's no doubt. Is this the property where the lady she said left? Yeah. And I talked to her earlier today, and because she called me and she said, hey, you know, I checked the mat and the money was there. And I said, well, you know, I wonder if I was at the wrong place. Anyways, make long story short, she sent me the money through Zelle Pay, which is like the best thing ever. And so I got that money, and you know, we're good to go. And actually, her property is not going to be $100 to do. I'm only charging her like 60 because it's not that bad. And then we got the bushes, which is 35, and then regular service will be 40 every couple of weeks. So I'm stuck for traffic now. What's up, Jose? What's up, Praying Mantis? What's up, Faith Lawn Service? Yes, that's the guy. Yeah, the lawn drivers. Yeah. But he's at the right house now. I am. I'm at the right house now. There's no doubt. So my worker is the wrong place. It happens, man. You know, and if I wasn't I wasn't in a hurry. I don't know. Everything was just placed at the right way, and the grass happened to have been overgrown. So I was thinking, man, this has got to be the place. And anyway, so she's got a ton of pine needles. I'm gonna turn you guys around. She has a ton of pine needles. So now that we have everything edged and we have everything trimmed as far as the front yard, we still have to trim the backyard. So what we're going to do now is, after I get all this stuff out of my shoe, is before we start mowing, we're going to start trimming those bushes and those right there. And the reason I want to do that is because that's going to, you know, that stuff's going to fall on the ground in the grass, and I don't want it to fall on my freshly cut grass. So I'm going to cut that stuff. I hope there's no wasps in there. So I'm going to cut that stuff, and then I'm going to blow it out of the beds into the grass and then mow over it. So I put a new, well, not brand new, but a sharpened mulching blade set on the Ferris here. We're going to go ahead and roll with the Z1 today. And I have the chute blower on right down here. So so that'll be good. So we don't have to worry about stuff, you know, blowing all over the place. Now, once we're done cutting the front, the pine needles and all this stuff right here, we're gonna blow all of that into the street. Blow it all into the street, and then we're gonna rake it up with the bulldozer dustpan. Things like this wide, it's like 18 inches wide, and put it in garbage can. So that'll be real good. Yeah, the lady was real nice too, Jose. She was like, "Oh well, once we finally figured out I was at the wrong place, um, she was like, well, I'm sure glad we figured that out." I said, "Yeah, me too. I would have done all that work for nothing." And man, so that's the other thing, because of the misunderstanding, we were able to figure it out. And I'm so glad I wasn't a jerk about the whole thing, And she did, by the way, leave her phone at home and went to work the whole day because I talked to her the night before when she said she left it underneath the mat. So, that's the other thing, you always want to make sure you're not rude to people because you never know. It may be your mistake that you're making and not theirs. And then you look like a jerk, you know what I mean? So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and get the hedge trimmer out. We're going to be using let's go and turn you guys around. We're going to be using the PAS. That's my license plate. Yeah, I know. The PAS 2620. And we got plenty of fuel in there. I don't think we need any more. I'm going to use the hedge trimmer set up here. And I've had the regular dedicated hedge trimmer set, but I really prefer this PAS because you can do so much with it, All right, see, it's so easy. All right, guys, let's go cut some hedges. See if we can get you guys set up here. Before we get started, does anybody have any questions? Let's see here. Does anybody have any questions before I get started? I know it may be kind of a boring video. Maybe next time I might wear a Speedo. That'll probably get thousands of viewers. Like, look at this guy wearing a Speedo. Is that ball hair? Yeah, anyways. But I need to grab my drink real quick. Hold on. All right. Anybody have any questions before we get started? I don't even have a single thumbs up. Man, that's horrible. Okay, so let's go ahead and get you guys turned around. Let's go ahead and get to cutting. So I really like this new Echo system. You don't prime it no more. You purge it, which is pretty cool. So I'm only going to probably crank it a couple of times. It'll pre-run or pre-start, and then switch the choke off, and it'll start right up. Watch this pull right here. Oh, I jinxed myself. You guys see what's going on. There you are. what I've noticed with these, this particular hedge, because it's for some reason, because of the bottom, it's real bouncy. So on your downstroke, hold on, let me clear this up. On your downstroke, I have to be a little careful, not force down too much. So it's going to bounce up, and I cut the wrong thing. Alright, so we gotta get that stuff there at the bottom too, man. Alright, that's not bad. So now we're going to step back. And we need to go ahead and do that top part. Now I'm going to raise this camera up a little bit for you guys. Let's see here. There we go. We're going to go ahead and get that guy done. That was killing my arm, man. Killing my arm. But we got it. It's pretty good. Nice and level. It's pretty quick. Alright. Let's get on to this side over here. Oh man. Oof. Man, I don't know how many of you guys have bad shoulders, but I got bad shoulders. I'm ready for something to drink now. I mean, that PAS does a good job, but dude, that thing's heavy. You know, and that's the thing. When you want a 2-cycle engine to deliver a lot of power, you have to sacrifice some things. One of the things is lightweight. All right. I gotta get some more Gatorade out of the truck. Okay, now I don't know how many of you guys have any of the Echo 2620 series stuff, but man, there's a lot of power. I had the Echo 2620 stick edger, so that would be the PE, the power edger, 2620. I had the curved shaft, and I got rid of that because the curved shaft made it really awkward to use. It was heavy, bulky, it wasn't very user friendly, and I just didn't care for it. So I got rid of that, and then I got the Echo PAS 2620 with the straight stick edger attachment. That was mucho better. So now we've also have been trying out the SRM 3020, which we just got in. And that 3020, it's like a 30.5 or a 30.8 cc engine. It's like 1 horsepower. It's a monster. 20-inch swath. So, all right. So now let's go ahead and trim these other bushes over here. Anybody got any questions? Hey, thank you for the thumbs up. Let's see here. Let's see here. Articulating hedge trimmer for the PS is just too heavy. Yeah, it is heavy. Other than that, I love the PS. Yeah, the see, I also have the 58 volt hedge trimmer. You think the PAS guy is heavy? That hedge trimmer, dude, I need new shoulders after that. In fact, I can't even use that thing no more. Too heavy. I don't know which hedge trimmer. Are we talking about the 58 volt cordless, or are we talking about this PAS hedge trimmer? But I could weigh that at home. I have a digital weigh out at home, and I could weigh that out. Thank you, man. Appreciate that, brother. That thumbs up. Clear right. Yeah, I do. I need to go up there, Faith Lawn Service, and clear that off. But dude, my shoulders are killing me, so I'm gonna wait a few minutes. All right, so now let's get on top of this other one so we can get to the mowing, because the mowing is what everybody wants to see. So let's go ahead and see. We went ahead and remember earlier when we were doing our edging, we got that guy cleaned up real quick. I'm telling you guys, that Husqvarna 322L is so light. And then with the Echo Speedfeed 400 and that black diamond line, dude, the trigger on the Husqvarna is so light. So light. You can sit there and do it all day long. I bet I was. Thank you, Jose. Yes, sir. That G2 is awesome, man. It's my favorite stuff. Half the sugar. Now, if you buy it like at HEB, it's like anywhere between 88 to 97 cents for a 32-ounce bottle. They change it every week. But you go to Academy or you go on Amazon and you can order like the powder and the jug. They do 6 gallons for like $9. So I did the math, and it was going to be like a 40 32-ounce bottles or something like that. It's a crazy amount. Crazy amount. I got a business call. All right, brother, take care of your call. I'm going to go ahead and get to cutting. I don't want to run out of battery juice. Here you guys go. All right. That is pretty much it for the hedge trimmer. Whew, dude, my shoulders are killing me. I'm sweating my balls off. By the way, if anybody asks you how hot is it in Texas right now, there's only one reply, okay? There's only one, and that is, it's hotter than Hades' balls. All right, you know what I'm saying? That's the truth. All right, so now we're done with the hedge trimmer. Ooh, that baby's hot. Be sure to grease these every now and then, but you don't need to grease them a lot. I learned the hard way. I put too much grease in here one time, and stuff just started oozing out, and that's not what you want. It needs to be a little bit of grease, yes, but too much, it gets too hot, and like that's really hot. But it's going to be hot because it has moving gears under pressure. But it still needs to have some grease, but you don't need to put tons of it in there. All right, so we're done with this guy. Oh, we gotta take it off because it won't fit. Okay, that's the cool thing about the PAS. There you go. Okay. Anybody have any questions right now? I see we have a few more people following us. For those of you who are just now joining in, because I don't know who has or who was here in the beginning, left and then came back, we're at a property that we got a call to do a cleanup on. And it's nothing major, you know, just a lot of pine needles and some overgrown grass, some hedges we needed to trim, as you can see here. See, look how good that is. I mean, that looks, I mean, look how flat. I mean, that's good. So for those who are tuning in, we got a property here to do cleanup. We're now about to grab the trimmer, and we're gonna start trimming the back, and then we're ready for mowing, and then blowing, raking up, and we're done. So now when we rake up all these pine needles, we're gonna discover some grass and stuff in these cracks that we didn't see before because the pine needles was covering everything. So that's to be expected. So let's get something to drink real quick, because I'm not going to get another drink until we grab the mower. I'm telling you, the G2 Gatorade, without all that sugar in it, it tastes so much cleaner. And it tastes thinner. It has like more water in it, and it's so good, man. You drink so much, and your stomach doesn't swell up like the regular Gatorade does. So, all right, hold on just a second. All right. All right, let's go to the backyard. Turned out pretty good. All right. Now let's backyard. Oh, you know what? We need to get this area right here real quick. Yeah, I like HEB. I'm still in my office, brother. It's a chilly 7 degrees in here. Man, I wish it was 7 degrees. All right. Now, before we get started, I want to show you guys something. Now, I use a trimmer with no guard. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Okay. And the black diamond I like using, but one of the advantages that you have when you don't use a shield is you can get a longer swath. I mean, look at that. That's like almost 20 inches. And this thing has no problem doing that. I half throttle every time. Half throttle, and it slices like butter. So I want you guys to pay attention to that when we're cutting this stuff. Now, wet grass, or normally wet grass and really dry grass is going to be a little different. The drier it is, tougher it's going to be. The wetter it is, the tougher it is. But that in between, that normal, it's real easy. But it's still cutting this stuff super nice. So by having a longer swath, you can cover a wider area, which is so important because it cuts down on time. So let's go ahead and see what we got here. Let's get you guys set up. Oh, I want to show you something too. Check this out. Watch how easy it is to start this. Look at that. Look at that. See that? That wasn't even... That's a full pull. Not that anybody ever does that, but it's just a little bitty one. The other thing, you see guys who are whipping their trimmer around so fast and they have to keep going over and over and over. It's because you're moving faster than the trimmer line can cut the grass. You can't do that. If it's cutting it real good, you move quicker. If it's not cutting it as good, yeah, move slow. I don't really want to go down there, but I guess I have to. All right, I want to show you guys something. You see this right here? If a patio has that, find it. Sometimes patios don't have that, don't have like about an inch. But make that defined edge so you know that patio really stands out. Now, you see how we have cleared out where it's smooth and then it goes up to grass? It's plenty of room for us to run that mower and mulch all that up. Here, this is a little little better to be able to tell. See that right there? It's about a foot, and that makes it real easy to tell what you got. And then you come back with the mower, you mulch it up, and you're done. So let's go ahead and finish this up so we can get to mowing. We got this little bit. Alright, just a little bit of this fence. We're ready to mow, man. We are now ready for the mower. Well, we've had as much as 6 people watch, and then now down to 3, then down to 2, and so on. I know it's boring. It'd probably be easier if I had somebody actually holding the camera, following along or commentating some or whatever, but it's just me, you know. So now we can put the trimmer up and we can go ahead, and people are staring at me. That's really uncomfortable. We're gonna go ahead and unload this Ferris. Anybody have any questions before we get to cutting? People looking through windows while we are cutting. That's too funny. I need to get those military decals on your trailer. Need to get, oh, you mean you need to get them? Well, really, the only ones I put on my truck is because I was in the Army. Whoops. In the Army. Then I was in the I was stationed 101st Airborne Division, and then I was assigned to the 2nd 502nd Infantry, where the one that has the claw, that's Strike Brigade, which is the 2nd Brigade. But you can put whatever on yours. But I mean, you may not want to do that unless you were in the military. Then that'd be a different story. Okay, let's see here. Get a damn nice mower. Thanks, dude. That Husqvarna, Jose, is the 322L. You can buy that at Lowe's. It's like 200 and it ranges between $240 and $260. Depends if it's on sale or not. If you haven't found orange line from Echo, don't cut well short or with the line guard, so I released the line a little longer and it's the best. Yeah, Jose, are you talking about the Crossfire? That's their oldest line that they've had, I think, 20-something years. Let me know if that's what you're talking about. Picked up a new customer while drinking a Michelob. Was that the phone call that you got, Lawn Guardian? That's too funny. Okay, okay, let's see here. You ever consider electric brush trimmer? Yes, Faith Lawn Services. Tell me your first name, that way I can address you by your first name. Yes, I had the 58 volt cordless a battery operated trimmer from Echo. Bella, thank you, Bella. And I used that. Echo sent that to me. In fact, yeah, they sent that to me. Tried it out for a little while, did a couple videos, and then gave it to my neighbor across the street. He had a Cobalt battery operated trimmer, and it was over 2 years old, and it was time to go. So it was beat up. So anyways, I gave it to him, and I sent that video of him using the whole equipment, the mower, the blower, and everything, and giving him that trimmer. And so they may post that down the road on Echo Means Business. I don't really know. If you haven't been there, Bella, check it out. Echo Means Business. They have an app on Android and on iPhone, or you go to echomeansbusiness.com. So anyways, it was the phone call. Oh, that's cool, dude. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna start mowing. I'm gonna start mowing this side. Does anybody know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do the blower. So we're going to get that out right now. Now what we have is the Husqvarna 50 BT. Now I used to have the Echo 580T, but that's just heavy. And it was $350 or something like that. This Echo was 200 bucks. And or 300 or something like that, I don't remember. There wasn't a whole lot of difference, not this Echo, this Husqvarna, I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of difference between the two as far as like the CFM or the miles per hour, but this is so much lighter, and you know, it's a lot easier to do. I gotta get on my phone, it's gonna die. All right, Jose, thanks for watching, man. Yeah, the orange one, Jose, is the Crossfire. It's kind of in between orange and red, and I don't know if they have another line that's that color too or not. I'm not sure. Thanks, brother. You too. Yeah, I just got sidetracked, Guardian, because I'm on the phone. So we're gonna grab the blower and we're gonna blow these flower beds out real quick. Another thing that starts real easy. One pull every time. Choke it. Oh, I had to say that. All right, let's go clean these out. Back up on the truck. Ooh. I fucking almost busted my ass. Slipped right here on a damn pine needle. Alright guys, hang in there, we're almost done. Look how much cleaner that is. Holy cow, it's like a brand new yard. Good. So let's see here. Wasn't sure what routine was. Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and get inside. We're going to go ahead and do, maybe set you guys up here, because I'm going to do down here first. So, thanks, man. Appreciate it, buddy. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do this first and do that side on our way out. almost done, guys. Let's see here, man. Let's see here. Sorry. Do you use a mulch kit year round? Hold on. What I do, Velva. Hold on. I think I may have said that wrong. Let me go back and look. Vela. I'm sorry. Vela is. I have like, man, 5 or 6 different blades for my zero turn Ferris, which is also 36. It's the F60Z, and this 36. So they share the same blades, but I have like 6 pair. Some are mulching blades, some are like leaf shredding blades, and some are just standard high lift blades. But that little block right there that you see, that's the big key to what my system is. So like inside, like in the center, there's like this baffle shape like that that's in the center of where the 2 round blades are. You know, it's like right in here. I took that out. Because when I would need to cut tall, thick grass, a lot of it was getting was getting caught up in that area, and it was a slower, not slower, it was a smaller amount of discharge leaving versus what I'm cutting. So I needed to discharge, excuse me, I needed to discharge as fast as I'm cutting. So what I did was, when I bought the mulch kit, it also comes with this little half moon shape, and as you can see, I have just wing nuts on there. So that allows me to take it on and off real fast. In fact, I'll even show you. So when I get to a yard that I don't, in fact, for the rest of this property, let me raise this up. And of course, make sure the mower's off before you do this. So you just use your wing nuts here. Now it has on the bottom of it, it has this bolt here that has the square bottom. Now on my video of installing that, it shows you that, and it makes it real easy. So used to, I had to use these same bolts, but with a wrench. Well, now I don't need it because it's just hand tight with a flat washer, a lock washer, and a wing nut. So on and off super fast, and I don't have to pay $200 something for one of those discharge flat automatic things, whatever they're called. And then I just toss this to the side. See? Oh, maybe not quite right there, but we'll put it right there. So the cool part about that is now I have a side discharge, and nothing's holding me back. Whether I have the mulching blades, the shredding blades, the high lift blades, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Now I can cut it, and it goes right out. And I don't have to worry about the baffle. I don't have to worry about, whatever. But now that I have wing nuts on that, most of my properties that have flower beds, like this one, didn't really have flower beds, so close together where the discharge can get into another flower bed. So I'm not really worried about it. But generally, that stays on. The chute blocker stays on until I need to take it off. So like, I have a couple properties that are acre properties, and I have a commercial property. I have no flower beds. So I want to mow them really fast, so I take that side discharge plate off because it mows and discharges even faster. And so here I took multiple passes because the grass was so dry, I was being stubborn, didn't want to cut. But if I didn't have the chute blocker on, that extra draft up would have carried it out, and it would have cut it, with no problem. So I'm going to cut this section over here without it, and you'll probably see a difference. But hopefully that answers your question. But I do keep it on there. Looks really good. Thanks, dude. Do you use a mulch kit year round? I'm thinking about putting a baffle mulch kit on my Bobcat Quick Cat, but not sure. Okay. Yeah, one of the other guys, Brad Bear, who's also in the UAG program with me, and his channel is Copper Creek Cuts. Great channel, man. That dude is doing fantastic. When he started the UAG program with me last year, he had like a couple hundred people, and now he's got he's got almost 8,000 subscribers. It's just awesome. And he puts out excellent videos, puts out some good tutorials and a lot of good information. Got some dry humor in there. It's kind of cool. But he has a Bobcat Quick Cat. but I don't think he uses a mulch kit. I think he just uses the discharge flap. It's either up or it's down. But if you get a mulch kit, don't use the baffle that goes in the center. Just use the half moon shape or whatever it is that they use that's on that outside. Um, and then that way you can take it on and off with wing nuts. Now, the Ferris has a black plate that goes actually from here to there. So you have the half moon shape in here, and then you have a black plate that goes straight across there on the outside. Now, if you use just the black plate by itself, what's going to happen is, at least my experience, it did. I don't know why. Maybe it wouldn't now. I don't know. But I know when I was doing it, if I had just the black plate on there, it would leave a trail of cut grass, and I didn't like that. But by using this, you know, I don't have that problem. So I don't know what the difference is. Maybe it's the difference between it staying closer into that round area where it's cutting versus coming out a little bit more and getting stuck. I'm not really sure on that. Hey Kevin, just a thought, man. Do you advertise your YouTube channel on your truck or trailer? If not, then maybe you might want to, as a form to get more subs and clients. I do know people do that. Like, um, uh, I thought about doing that, and I guess I could, you know, just put maybe the YouTube little play button or whatever it says YouTube, or follow us on YouTube or something like that. That's actually a good idea. It shouldn't cost too much for a decal like that. That's a good idea. Definitely do that. Yeah, okay, yeah. So you have the same mower he does. Well, it's probably the same thing as my Ferris, just a Bobcat. We have a couple Bobcat dealers down here, and they're great mowers. I wouldn't have mind having one. I think they'd be great. All right, let's get back to cutting, dude. So Vela, we're gonna cut this now without that side discharge plate on. So that was a huge difference. Now, the only reason I kept going to that area is because of all the side discharge. And so, as you could see, it's super clean. And even that single pass we did over here, one cut, and it was, or one pass, it was already cut. So having that, what happens with having a chute blocker on there, and when you have a chute blocker on there and you're mulching, what happens is you're stopping that draft, that, because when you're cutting, you're creating, see, yeah, you're creating, it's so messed up. You're creating turbulence, okay, with those blades, and it goes right out. So when there's a draft and everything's going that way, everything else wants to channel that way. So that means you're gonna have more updraft, you know, Think of it as like an airplane. Someone fires a gun when you're up in the sky. Someone fires a gun, goes out the window, and everything's trying to go out that window. Okay, yeah, that's cabin pressure, but that's because there's no outlet of air anywhere else except right there. So in a discharge, because it's such an open area, a big area, when that stuff is spinning, it's creating a lot of updraft. You just want to shoot it out there. So if it shoots it out there, it's going to bring a lot of other stuff with it, and it's going to help lift that grass too and get cut. When you're mulching, it stays in there, and everything else that's flying around getting cut, well, the mower has to try to cut what hasn't been cut yet and try to uplift it at the same time. So that's why sometimes either one, you go slower, so you're only making one pass, or two, which is most of the time, you have to make two passes. But again, it also depends on the type of grass too. So, like here we have this dried out grass. Now, if I was just using the chute blocker open, one pass would be all I need, other than cutting the discharge cut grass or recutting the cut grass. So, that's one thing to keep in mind. That's why some properties, I just keep I only have one of those half moon mulch things. So whatever mower I'm using that day, I bring it with me. And whenever I don't need it, I put it in the bed of the truck because it's easy access to get to it when it's not locked. So we're ready to blow everything off. So let's go ahead and get started with that. I think we're going to take a little break. We're only down to 2 people. I know it's pretty boring, but I'm going to try to do some live stuff on some other things that I'm doing, some other projects. I think I left my drink inside the truck. So, let's see here. Wow, a kid actually playing outside. Yeah, you don't see that anymore, man. And he was playing by himself too, playing some good old basketball. Man, I used to do that when I was growing up, by myself. I had nothing else to do. All we did was play outside. We didn't have anything, you know. Tag was probably the biggest game, or hide and seek or something. It was pretty fun. Then as we got older, we did like the football in the, someone's yard or street or back alleyway or whatever. Shoot BB guns. We did a lot of that growing up in San Antonio. Bear Creek was one of the drainages to our subdivision we lived in. But anyways, all right. So let's see here. Okay, I wish I was able to know who all. Let me see. We got Vela, we got Long Garden, and I don't know who the other person is that's watching. But anyways, so all we have left now is to blow everything off, rake it up, put it in a garbage bag, probably one garbage bag, and we're done, man. We're done. Blow this joint. Just spin the bottle. Yeah, so if you have girls, you want to do that with a bunch of dudes. I'm sure that's not what you meant. Yeah, I am. I'm in spring, just off of 2920 Nerf football. Oh, dude, we used to do that all the time. All the time, man. Forgot about that. Nerf football, dude, because you can. Frisbee wasn't too good because, man, you'd be hitting cars and stuff. And baseball was just boring, but the football was cool. Man, my spiral was better than yours, or throw a bomber. Man, we used to play touch football all the time in front of our house on the street. Man, I miss those days. Yeah, I'm on 2920 in a subdivision called Bridgestone, and so yeah, I have several properties in this subdivision, and this is going to be a regular one too. She wants it every 2 weeks. It's an easy property every 2 weeks for $40. That's my minimum, is 40, and it can go up from there. Just depends. Uh, all those emojis, that's awesome. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set the camera up. We're gonna blow everything off. I know there's gonna be a couple places where I need to hit with the trimmer in the cracks because you can't see with all this stuff on here. Blow it off, it's gonna look good. I am gonna hit this front flower bed with the weed trimmer again, clean it up in some areas now that I can see. I want to get it a little cleaner and get it looking good before she gets home. Actually, no, she won't be home until Saturday. No rush, but I do want to finish up because I want to get home. And I bought a couple of RC Jeeps for my daughter and my son. They're 9 and 8, and we're gonna go down to the local park, and they want to drive the Jeeps around, and then I want to take my drone too, and I want to fly my drone for a while. Oh, sorry, I was just looking at the pine trees. I'm in my office right now, Beltway 8 in Bammel, NOV. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's not too far away, I don't think. Well, I guess that's way on that other side. All right, well, let's turn you guys around. Stay out of Bridgestone. Bridgestone. What do you mean? What do you mean stay out of Bridgestone? Is that a bad name or something, or what do you mean by that? Stay out of Bridgestone. Now that the sun's gone, I don't have to have my sombrero on. I tell you what, though, you wear that thing, boy, you be cutting grass like a Mexican in no time. I'm not being racist. I'm just saying. Actually, my sombrero is the biggest one I've ever seen. But it protects me. I don't get sunburn on my face. I don't get sunburn on my nose. I don't get sunburn on my arms because I wear long sleeve. I wear the CCA shirts that you can find at Academy, super thin, and then I wear a white V-neck underneath it, dude. And then this neck gaiter, every time I'm sweating, it stays right here, and when the wind blows just a little bit, it keeps me cool. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get to blowing. All right. Let's see here. What we got going on? Stay out of brush on the competition. The other viewer. Oh, you know what, Tom? I don't even think about competition. I just do whatever work that I have, and I've not once have ever thought about competition. I mean, not once. Not even when I started. The only time I thought about it was before I had business. Once I started working, I realized that I was a lot better than what my competition was around here. That's when I stopped worrying about it. So I have more work than I can handle. I cancel people all the time. I had 2 calls today. I just don't want to do those properties. They're either maybe 1 block outside of where I normally work, and I just don't want to do it. And it could be a $50 property. I don't want to do it. I'm trying to really create route density right there by the house as close as I can, and we're down to only just a couple of miles, and that's pretty darn close for having 50-55 properties. I had 71, but I dropped back down because it was just too much for me. Oh man, I could drink that stuff all day long. Okay, our dustpan. This is our dustpan from Lowe's. It's the Quickie. It's a Quickie. Bulldozer. And it's pretty wide, dude. It's wide. I forgot I had a broom in here. There we go. This will be a lot easier to rake everything up, I would think. Let's see here. We can get done with this right away as soon as we can, anyways. We can get out of here. Actually might take a couple of trash bags. A lot more than I thought. Oh, that's why I love that. Definitely still later in the day to do this. It's so hot. There's so much shade here that it might start a little early. Alright, so all we have left to do is that little, I saw a couple spots with the trimmer I want to do, but I may not even worry about it. I mean, I don't know. I wish I had $1 for every time I had to put a hole in a garden's back so the air could release. Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure, Tom. You know, people, you got to do that, man. So that stuff could fall down in there, you know. Someone keeps texting me, but I don't know who it is, and I can't look because I don't want to get out of this thing here. Okay. Grab that trimmer, and then we have just a couple of spots. Looks pretty. Yeah, it is overcast. Well, it wasn't a lot of cast earlier today, but a couple hours, and we've been on here almost 2 hours. It rolled in a couple hours ago, so that's good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and trim up the last little bit. A couple of areas I want to spot hit with that trimmer. Give it a once over. Checking out everything. See, that turned out really good. Flat top up there. This turned out really good. Clear that back a little bit. Oh yeah, we need to clean this guy out. There we go. Whew. We gotta get our metal piece. Man, I almost forgot that. That's the end of that. Now, we will be, I will be taking a couple of pictures and sending them to the owner because she's not here. She's out of town, but I want her to know that we did do it. And it did. I mean, it turned out great. I mean, let's just do it once over real quick. I'll walk through a little more steady. Look at that. That turned out really good. And you know, it wouldn't have took so long if, you know, I wasn't doing the YouTube live. But this is the first time I've ever done that, and I just thought it was kind of cool. I mean, no one wants to sit and listen to me talk the whole time. It turned out pretty clean. Now, when we come back every 2 weeks, we'll be in and out, and gosh, probably 30 minutes at the most, if we're, you know, doing it every 2 weeks. There we go. It's good enough. It's turned out good here. Flower bed turned out good. Front turned out good. That other side turned out good. Who is your NFL team? I don't do sports. I know it sounds crazy. I don't like any of the sports. We're all done. Look, I have 0 people watching. That's crazy. 0 people watching. Probably as soon as I said 0 people watching, they got off. If you ever cheer for NFL anymore. I never have any team. I've never cheered for any team. Just not into sports. I never have been. I sit there and play that stuff all day long, you know, with my buddies and stuff, but I just don't have the time, man. Let's see here. All right. This guy will go in there. Alright, that is it. Okay, so how many people, I got something special for you guys. How many people are watching right now? And by the way, fella, I wasn't a sergeant. I got out as a specialist. Now, had the opportunity to be a sergeant, but I turned it down. That's when I was in the reserves. I did 3 years. 3 years of regular Army. So, you know, regular Army at the 101st Airborne Division. I did 6 months in Kosovo in 2001 from May to November. And and then I did Iraq for 3 months in 04, just before I got out. I should have never even went there. But anyways, so I did, that was when I was in the reserve. So I got out in March of 03. I did 3 years prior regular Army, and I did 1 year reserve in Huntsville, Texas at the 366 MP unit. But I wasn't MOSQ qualified. So when orders came down to be deployed to Iraq, they attached me to 190th Combat Engineer Battalion or Brigade or whatever it was, up in the Dallas area. And so we went to Fort Hood, me and some other 11 Bravos that weren't MOSQ qualified but were at a reserve unit. And they sent us there, and we started doing training there, and then, you know, anyways, went overseas. And I was going through a divorce at that time. And it was a bad, ugly divorce. And that's part of the reason why they sent me back here. Anyways, I ended up getting a medical discharge, but I got honorable everything, you know. So, dude, 16 years, man. You know, some of my buddies that we all got in 2000, some of them are command sergeant majors now, 18 years. And I'm just like, dude, one of my other buddies just retired. Well, he's retiring in like 20 days. and he did 18 years. And I'm just like, and he's a sergeant first class or first sergeant, one or the other. And I'm just like, wow, man. Now, if I hadn't have got married when I went in the service, um, I'd probably still be in. But I made that mistake, and I'm not married to her no more. But anyways, um, yeah, thank you for serving, dude. All right, so we're done here. So what we're gonna do now, 4 deployments. Yeah, that's a lot, dude. And then south on the border. Speaking of border, one of my customers is a supervisor for ICE, um, which is pretty cool. It's like customs and shit like that. And that's some pretty awesome. He gave me a coin. He gave me a Vela. He gave me a challenge coin, um, which is so cool. I just started cutting his property like, I don't know, a month and a half ago, and I met him for the first time, and he gave me a challenge coin, and it has ICE on it, and it has Homeland Security and whatever else on it. Anyways, I thought that was pretty cool, man. And I never, I never, I never thought about that. When he gave that to me, I was like, dude, it's so cool. I never thought a million years that's what I was gonna get. Faith Lawn Servers, you are a righteous American. Yeah, he sure enough, man. Thank you for serving, Bella. Well, Tom, looks like it's just me and you. It shows one person watching, but yet Vela keeps messaging. So, not sure what that is. But we're actually all done here, guys. And for those who did stay, Tom, you, and then Vela, because everybody else disappeared, and Jose. I'm gonna send Jose one. I'm gonna send you three guys a uh, what do you call it? One of my business decals that says Texas Property of Texas Veteran Lawn Service. It's a peel off decal. Has the phone number. You can, Ben up at Acme Mowing. He has on his refrigerator. So since you two guys, and I know Jose had to go because the phone was dying, but because you guys stayed watching all the way, through the end, I want to send you guys that. So when we hang up, or whatever, I'm going to tell you my cell phone number right now, so get a pen ready. I'm going to count to 10. Dun, dun, dun. Everybody got a pen ready? Okay. It's 979-492-1965. Text me your name and address, and I will mail off one of those decals to you. To you, Tom, at Lawn Guardian, and you, Vela, at your company, and then I'm going to email Jose in Austin. Because I don't remember who the other people were I was talking to, but they didn't stay on anyways. So next time when I get on, I may try to do this once a week, something that's kind of cool and interesting, but I may not interact so much, just so it's a lot quicker video. But anyways, I did do some chainsaw videos last night, some introductions to a POULAN Pro, an introductions to a RYOBI 14-inch, and introduction to the Echo CS310. And I'm gonna do some chopping videos for those this Sunday. Cut down some trees and some speed cutting, some timed speed cutting and things like that. So anyways, you guys text me and I'll get those mailed off to you right away. I appreciate you guys watching. I really do. You guys have a good evening, and we'll see you next time.